I am so excited about our next guest. This woman is just a fitness genius, right? She's one of the most motivating people I've ever been around. But I've gotten to know her as a wife, as a mom, seeing how she acts with her family, seeing how she runs her business, see how impacting other people is so at her core and at her heart that she lives exactly what she teaches, which is so rare in like the society we live in today. So please, get on your feet. Help me welcome my trainer, my coach, my business coach, and my buddy, Miss Chalene Johnson.
So I want to talk to you today about taking personal responsibility for your success. And the reason why I want you to know that it's so important for you to hear this message is because you're here. Because there's thousands and thousands and thousands of coaches who are not here. And they could have, but they decided not to be here. And you decided to do this. So you took personal responsibility, and it meant getting someone to take care of your kids, and it meant justifying the expense, it meant figuring out how you're going to afford this. It meant a lot of things, but you said, I'm going to take responsibility for my success. And I want you to know that you will be rewarded for that. Immediately. Because when you take personal responsibility and you do something like that, you immediately feel more confident, right? And that kind of gives you a little bit of a high, like, I did this. You own your own frickin' business. You prefer to be an employee, you should go. Just leave, because you own your own business. If you own your own business, there's nobody to check in with except you. Have you heard this word before? Google. Half the messages I get from you guys say, do you have Google? Google it. I am not Google. Google it. You should know these answers, and if you don't, figure it out. It's your responsibility. It's your responsibility to make the mistakes. It's your responsibility to be on the calls. It's your responsibility to know your shit. Yep. It is. You don't understand how perfectly positioned this business has been placed in your hands. Everything's been tested and tried and proven. You know, when I first started out in my business, every single choreography, every round, every song, every mistake, every piece of clothing, every piece of apparel was a test. It was throw it against the wall, hope this is right, hope this works, and half the time it didn't. It was expensive, we had to figure it out. There was nothing proven. Everything you have is proven. All you have to do is own it. Know it's yours. You have to own it. You need to be on the calls. You need to educate yourself. You need to go to these things. You need to be in person. You need to plug in. A battery has no power if it doesn't plug in. If it's sitting in a drawer, it's worthless. Plug in. Go to your local events. If there aren't any local events, whose responsibility is it to plan one? Yours. Does it have to be on a Super Saturday? No! For Pete's sake. Does it have to be local? No! You can do a Google Hangout. There's a million things you can and should be doing. I want you to start brainstorming. Every time you hear a great idea this weekend, I hope you have a notebook and you're filling it with wonderful ideas of things you're going to do differently when you go home. And you should educate yourself and go, ouch, I can totally do that and make that beach body. Right? And you should. Look, the internet makes all this stuff possible. It's crazy. And everybody likes to share their success. So learn from it. Take it in, soak it in, make it your own. But it is your responsibility, 100% your responsibility. So I want you to ask yourself, what can I be doing better? What can I be doing better? How do I engage more? What can I learn? What do I need to know? Because it's about really education. But what can you personally be doing to become a better coach? It has nothing to do with your upline. Zero. Zero. It doesn't. I mean, all that they are there for really is hopefully by example, but there's plenty of upline coaches who are going to be in the top 10 who don't have anyone above them. They don't need anybody above them. Success comes from you. It's your responsibility. And when you own that, guess what? You'll start to feel okay about your success. Because some people don't feel comfortable with their success, so it's easier to say, well, I never got a call. I never hear from so-and-so. I didn't even know that was happening. So now I don't have to be responsible for not being successful because it was somebody else's job to tell me about that. No, you either own this business or you don't. Okay, and Beachbite does a phenomenal job. We're really, really lucky that they do this incredible job of giving you templates and ideas. You know, we do all these things for you, but you can do your own thing too. And you should, in a way that feels right for you. Just you. You don't have to do it the way everybody else does it. Clearly. Each trainer you've seen on the stage today and that you'll see this weekend, we all totally have a different approach to fitness, to health, to business, to our own lives. And it's why it works. When you try to wear somebody else's clothes, you don't feel like yourself. It doesn't feel natural. So I'll meet people all the time and they'll go, I love fitness. I love helping people. Yeah, I do all the programs and I drink Shakeology, but coaching is not for me. Have you heard that? So like I'm not about sales at all, but you should come and take my class. You know, you're like, oh, but you are into sales. I mean, I'm selling my kids every time they walk out the door to get good grades. I'm selling, you know, I'm selling the MGM Grand to get better hangers because these huggable hangers will hold, these wooden hangers are so big and expensive. Why don't you guys get huggable hangers? You know, when you're passionate about something that's like better, that's not sales, it's just like passionately wanting to help people because this is better. This is better, you should do this. So I think the reason why people try to use that excuse is because they're trying to look at doing it the way someone else is doing it. And you don't have to. You know, I'm not interested in being that fitness person. The stuff that doesn't appeal to me, you know what I mean? Like I want to be normal. I don't want people to go, oh my God, I heard she had a Diet Coke. That's so bad. I might have a Diet Coke. I'm pretty sure I won't die. And I'll have some water to wash it down later. But you know, I mean, like, you just have to do things your way. Just your way, your way. Your way is the right way. If it feels natural, it's the right way. You just figure out a way to do it, even if it takes longer. Your second action is, I need you to wake up every day and just do one thing that makes you a better coach. So on your to-do list, can each of you pull out your phones and put on today's calendar an event at 9 a.m. that repeats every day indefinitely, and it just says, what can I do today to be a better coach? And I need one action. It should only take 10 minutes. Like maybe it's to listen to the first 10 minutes of the last call that you missed, or maybe it's to schedule an interview with so-and-so, or maybe it's to educate yourself on the latest program, or maybe it's to study someone in another organization who's killing it, or maybe it's to figure out how to write better emails, or maybe whatever it is, it should only take 10 minutes. Can you give me 10 minutes every day? Can you give me 10 minutes every day? Hands up. Okay, if you can't, you should go, because you should, no, for real, you should, because I want you to have fun in your life, and if, you know, it's not about having success and you can't give us 10 minutes, just go lay out by the pool. We unplugged for like 7 days, and then we're like, I'm so far behind and I feel lame and it's all or nothing, right? Which is the equivalent of looking at a ginormously steep hill and going, I either sprint up this or I don't do it. And the people who try to sprint never make it to the top, right? And so they just quit, and then they sprint, and then they quit, and they sprint, and then they quit, and then they try to hide and disappear, and then they stop returning your emails. Right? Yeah, those are sprinters. Just do this up that hill and you'll make it to the top. You don't have to go fast. You'll always make it to the top. Baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. And please take care of the people in your organization who are taking baby steps. Look out for the sprinters, because they get exciting. Sometimes you're like, oh, I got one. I got a sprint, and then you realize that they're like, oh, and you're like, they're like test tube perfect, 15-star diamond in the making. I got this ringer, and then they sprint, and then they're gone, right? Take care of the people who do this. I would say, if you're taking baby steps, I'm walking next to you. When you're just standing there, I'll see you later, because I'm not going to drag you. And that should be your rule of thumb. Know this. 20% of the people that you work with are responsible for 80% of your income and success. But we usually ignore those 20% because they're good. It's like the good kid in the family. You know, and all the attention goes to the kid who's bad. And they get all the mom and dad's attention. And eventually that good kid, like, can't stand their family anymore. They're like, psh, man, I had to be perfect. And I never got a pat on the back. You have coaches. Your top 20% of your coaches. Maybe you only have 4 coaches right now. Maybe you're just starting out, but give your attention to the ones who really get it, and give them your recognition, and give them your time, so that those who aren't killing it see that they get you when they earn you. They expect you to carry them, and to write their emails, and to call coach relations, and to let them know when the next call was, and then to update them personally because they didn't have time to listen to it. Give your top people your best attention. Give them recognition. We work really, really hard when we know somebody cares, right? And it's those people who are killing it that we kind of ignore them because we're like, oh, they're good. They got it, they don't even need me. They do. They do. I do. I work as hard as I do because I would like a pat on the back from time to time, not for the paycheck. At any level, it's never about the paycheck. It's about the, I can't believe you did that. That was amazing, thank you. I really appreciate you went above and beyond. That's what motivates people. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Will you make a note of a few people who you need to send a personal text message to? Or something you could send to them, a gift, recognition, something that says, I really realized how grateful I am for what an amazing person you are, amazing part of this team. And I want to let you know, it means a lot. I'm seeing what you're doing. I've noticed what you've done. Make a notation and do that once a week. Can you imagine? You just went through once a week and you're like, okay, today I'm just going to send messages to people who've earned it. Yeah, and it's okay to, see, we teach people how to treat us. So those really demanding people, here's what happens. We think, well, maybe they're going to turn the corner. Then maybe they won't be crazy. Or needy. Because I can see something in them. And so I'll just keep letting them take my attention and steal my time and take me away from my family and text me on Sunday nights, and I'll just keep letting them do this. But you're teaching them that that's okay. So set up boundaries with those people. The people who have 100% access to me 24 hours a day, they've earned it. And those who don't, then I set up boundaries and I say, I'm happy to respond to this on Monday during business hours. I don't have a problem sending that text message or that email, neither should you. Unless it's somebody who really has earned that all access pass to your time and your family. So when you leave here, I want you to think about a couple things about Summit. Number one, honor yourself. Honor yourself for having gone above and beyond, for just being here. Number two, figure out who you can honor and who you need to honor, and set up a system of that. And number three is legitimately put that in your phone, that once a day there's a reminder that goes off that says, what one thing can I do which takes 10 minutes that will make me a better coach? People have to take out huge loans and buy inventory and work 80 hours a week for a business to fail and then maybe 4 or 5 years later make $20,000. It's not that tough, but you do have to do the work, and you have to understand that you are a business owner. Become a better entrepreneur. And great entrepreneurs understand that just because they can figure something out doesn't mean they should be doing it. They delegate. You outsource. Just because you once figured out how to code a website doesn't mean you should spend the next 8 hours coding yours. Okay? Just because you know how to do laundry doesn't mean you should. Woo, the ladies got riled up. That's nice. I have a tight schedule today. But I just wanted to let you know how much I appreciate you for what you do, for the things that you say about my program, about me, about Beachbody. I value so much that you've introduced me to your friends and your family and the Beachbody community, the other coaches, the other trainers. I know they feel that. I have a deep, deep, deep sense of gratitude for all of you. So I want to just let you know how important it is and how much I value what you do. Thank you for this opportunity.